Well, this poor John Deere tractor is just sitting there. And of course it's sitting here because we can't get our aqua ammonia, which is our nitrogen, which is the first pass of fertilizer that we put on our rice fields. But since the rig is just sitting here, let's kind of look around a bit, huh?
All right, let's work. It's the 2020 crop year. My name is Matthew Sliger. That's right, we're out in California planting rice by air. Welcome to the rice fields. Ride with me from planting to harvest. This is California rice, my friends. You're watching Rice Farming TV.
Got some fingerprints on the hood. This is where you would fill the tanks up with the aqua ammonia. They would travel along these tubes, then travel over and fill one of these 500-gallon tanks. There's one on each side of the tractor. They would, of course, come in from the bottom of the tank and also out from the bottom of the tank. The hose is then traveling out from the back of the tractor and attaching to what we call this aqua bar. The aqua bar then has individual hoses which delivers the aqua ammonia to each one of these shanks, separated about 6 inches apart. Kind of cool view under here, huh? So these sturdy shanks here would then penetrate the soil about 3 inches deep. Then on the back side you have this hose meeting this metal tube, which then would drop the aqua ammonia down into the soil. Now, of course, this rig, as I said, places our first pass of fertilizer into our field. It's not what we refer to as our starter. That's going to be applied to the surface. We'll get to that in a bit. This is to give a nitrogen nutrient pop once the plants start growing, once that root gets about 2.5, 3 inches, and really helps shoot the rice plant out of the water so it can start photosynthesizing. So that is what this is all about. Unfortunately, again, it's not moving because we're having an aqua ammonia shortage, which we briefly covered in a previous episode with my dear friend Juan Browne, aka Blancolirio.
And it's dangerous stuff. And I found the letter too from the folks at
Calamco?
Calamco, yeah.
Hi Juan, and hi to all you who have come over from his channel. I appreciate the support and all the great questions you've been asking. However, right now, let's move on to the roller and check out what we refer to as our starter fertilizer, the fertilizer blend that's going to give the seed a real nutrient pop as soon as it hits the water and sinks to the soil. That's right over here. Here he comes again. Now he's applying a 15 NPK blend to the surface of the soil like I mentioned. We'll take a closer look at the rig once he parks to reload with fertilizer. But essentially, he's traveling along at high speeds because he's not penetrating the soil at all, and he's just drip dropping the fertilizer on the surface of the soil. The ridges in the roller, as we call it, make these nice beautiful grooves that I also mentioned in a previous episode of Rice Farming TV that will essentially create a perfect seed bed. Little rice seeds will fall right into those grooves. And actually, as the rice starts coming out of the water, you'll see the pattern, even though it's flood irrigated, you'll see the pattern of rice, baby rice plants following this pattern that the roller made out in the field. Now let's just hang out a little bit. We'll wait for him to park and reload with fertilizer so we can get a closer look. Well, that was Pops. He was just following the roller with his 120C Farmall. Of course, he's got the ditcher hooked up to the back of it, as you saw. He's pulling drains. So once everything's fertilized, first with the aqua bar and then with the roller, he's gonna go and make those drains because the next ingredient we need for our rice field is water. The drains are gonna help flood the field quicker. So this is our third to last field that needs to be planted. It's only halfway fertilized because obviously that aqua bar and tractor are just waiting to get their load of aqua. Hopefully it'll get here soon, but who knows when that's going to happen, right? Because all the supply warehouses are getting down to the last drop. They've been rationing it for the last week. People have been stealing it from other farmers. It's quite intense out here. I should actually say it's a rumor that people have gotten their aqua stolen straight from the tanks or even from their nurse trucks, pumped straight out of it, yet to be verified by Rice Farming TV, although I've heard a couple stories of that. Anyway, what should we do now?
Wow.
Look at this snake skin. You can see its mouth and everything. It's in perfect condition. That's pretty cool. I take that home to Clara's. Here is what we refer to as a nurse truck. This is what would take the aqua ammonia from the big tanks and deliver it to the tractor. So the tractor doesn't even need to leave the field. Although this nurse truck of aqua is empty and parked and unmanned. Anybody here? Nope. So this of course is a rental tank where we would keep the aqua on farm so we wouldn't have to make long trips back to the distributor. So this of course is empty though. Notice here, typical with all tanks, there's a pump to load straight into the nurse truck. Now even though there's no aqua in there, there is 24-hour surveillance and remote sensing drones positioned to attack if anyone tries to steal our aqua. Sophisticated labeling system. 5,000, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9,000 gallon tank. Hello? Hello? All questions regarding this episode, please call this number. So here's an intake riser, or an inlet to the rice field. So this ditch here would carry water, and the water would enter the rice field here if this intake riser was open. However, I boarded it up, I put plastic across it, and dumped dirt in front of it to seal it off. Because this ditch will carry water. It will carry water to flood this field here. Because this field here has been successfully fertilized. It's ready for water. Actually, it's starting to flood right now. It's just at the lower half of the field, so you can't see it yet. But anyway, that is what's happening right across the ditch from the field that we're fertilizing now. Back to the intake riser though. If we just follow it under the road here, this gives you a perfect example of what Pops is doing, pulling drains. So this drain here comes out from the intake riser, is going to help the water flow into this field. Sorry about the wind picking up. And it is going to go through the box and into the next section of the field and down the field and so on. Of course, pretty soon I'm going to have to shovel out those intersections because that loose dirt there is of course blocking the flow of water each way. But that's for another day, because right now we need to check out the roller because he's probably finishing up with that section of the field that we last saw him at. Let's go. Not sure if you can tell by the difference in the soil, but the roller really only has this pass he's making coming down, another pass up, and then a half pass back. And I'm realizing he probably has enough material that he doesn't need to be refueled by the nurse truck. And once he makes those passes, look over here. He's gonna run right into the aqua bar, which is parked. So essentially, he's all caught up. Once this dust settles, I'll show you the last pass that he has to make. I'm probably gonna get a few nasty comments for hanging out in a fertilizer dust bomb, but hey, this is the vlog life. Can you see that there, starting here to here? That's the last strip, this partial pass that he can do before he gets caught up with the aqua bar. Good news is, I suppose if we can be optimistic, I get to share with you what the roller looks like up close, even though he doesn't need to stop to be reloaded just quite yet. He needs to stop because he's run out of ground to work. And here he comes, last pass. He's like, hurry up, Aquabar, get some field work done so I can get over there, man. John Deere 8335R. So the roller here was manufactured by a local outfit called Swaco. It's out in Sutter. So you see the roller has a set of 700-gallon tanks, unlike the Aqua rig, which has the tanks attached to the tractor. Here, the actual roller has the tanks right up above. Coming to the opposite side, rear of the rig, you can see that here's the distribution point of the fertilizer as it drips down each one of these tubes. You follow the tubes down, sorry that it's in the shadow, but you can just see that it drips the fertilizer right behind the roller here. Let's go to the front so we can get a better look at the ridges on the roller. So you see the grooves on that heavy roller as that spins across the field. That is what's going to create the indentations that the rice seeds will fall into. Also, of course, the fertilizer is dripping down into them as well. Here you can see the inlet point. If the roller needs to be refilled with fertilizer, it would happen right here. There's a set of hydraulic rams here on each side of the rollers that would control the tire up and down. Putting the tires down would of course put this into transport position, whereas this long hydraulic ram would lift the tongue of the roller up, of course detached from the tractor. You would drop this hitch down, that would lay flat parallel with the ground. You'd hook your tractor up to this hitch with this whole portion of the roller extended straight up parallel with the tanks. And that is a roller for fertilizer in rice fields, basically, right? I wish we could see it in action more. I wish we could get more progress done in our rice crop, but as you can see, the roller has caught up to the Aquabar and we are just sitting and waiting. As Pops likes to say, hurry up and wait. We've got everything prepared, we just don't have the material. Although we do have rice planted on the front half of our acreage, on the back half we are being dramatically delayed by a lack of aqua, lack of fertilizer. But we're gonna keep pushing on. If you keep tuning in, I'll keep making videos. I know you will, I know I will. So hey, if you enjoyed this little fertilizer 101 for rice, please let me know down in the comments section or by leaving a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care. Bye, Mr. Roller. Bye-bye. Hope you get to work soon. Bye, Mr. Aquabar. Hope you get to work soon.